What's happening, sports fans? In case you forgot, this is the bottom half of my face. The whole staff is vaccinated now, so we can actually. You know what? Even the intern is vaccinated.
Is he?
She. Well, I mean, they don't give dogs COVID vaccines yet, but yes, she has all of her rabies and everything. So all of the bites we have suffered at the hands of our intern in the last couple weeks are good to go. Christian Pedersen,
Tommy Morris,
David Rang.
And on the Zoom today, because he works for a evil corporation that keeps him far too busy every single day, is Bodie DeSilva from Scorebook Live. Bodie, say what's up.
What's up?
Is Kingsley going to be jealous that I was at the park the other day and a random dog came up and bit me? Random dog, just out of nowhere.
Wait, just out of nowhere, a dog just comes up and bites you?
Well, it was barking at me for a while, and then it escaped from its restraint thing. It was tied to the owner's car, and it just bit me.
Okay, well, that sounds a little bit better in context than just Tommy's.
That's basically what happened. I was walking to my car, and it was losing its mind for no reason, and my hamstring doesn't work, so I couldn't like run away or kick it or anything.
So you had a Tommy Pham-esque moment. You're just walking to your car and then suffered bodily injury.
Yeah, there's the scar right there.
Wow.
So yes, folks,
I might have rabies right now.
Well, he fared better than the Rockies fan.
All right, look, this is a high school show. We can't go too deep into violence. That is very true. Welcome back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider, here to cover all of the sports from the last week in the CIF San Diego section. Sorry we didn't have a show last week. We're all kind of busy certain times of the year. I do want to just say, because we are all vaccinated, Bodie, I told the story in studio, and I have to share it. I don't know if one of the side effects of COVID is crazy, or of the Pfizer vaccine is crazy dreams. But Bodie, here's what I had last night. We welcomed Tyler Buckner back into the show this summer following his freshman year at Notre Dame, and he was describing us how Notre Dame once again felt like bishops, and he had to do everything by himself to lead them to a championship. So he had decided to get massive wolf tattoos all over his arms and called himself the Lone Wolf, and spent the whole interview just howling. I like it. Yeah. So Joel Allen and Cole and everybody on the Bishop's coaching staff, let us know if that is a compliment or an insult that the Lone Wolf graduated from your school. But yeah, we've got game balls. Tommy is bragging that he has the weirdest girls basketball scores that he has ever compiled in his life.
It was during my research.
For his research. Dave Ring is a basketball addict. Bodie works for Scorebook Live, so he's required to cover everything. And I've got tennis and water polo rounding that up. Dave's dingers are coming later because everybody digs the long balls. I did not prep on these guys with game predictions, but we might still talk about a little something because it's still baseball season and we love baseball. Dave, do we have walk-offs to get to also this year? Four walk-offs
and a couple from Petco.
Bro, we call the play-by-play call that Jonathan Rifkin did on those was amazing. The decision from Scripps Ranch to try the suicide squeeze to win it alone was ballsy enough. I love it. Let's start though.
Do you think Trent Grisham saw that and then tried it in the Rockies game?
Well, let's put
that. Good poll question.
I think he might have.
We'll put that on the poll at SD Prep Insiders, where you can find all of our polls on Twitter and Instagram. We'll put it. So what are we saying? Did Trent Grisham steal some inspiration from Scripps Ranch baseball?
Yeah, for sure. Or Tingler. You can even say, did Tingler steal Coach Lamb's idea?
No, because I heard that Grisham did it on his own. So
on the safety squeeze?
Yeah. That was not. No, it's base loaded. There's no such thing as a safety squeeze. The base loaded.
Oh, I thought it was first and third. I didn't remember.
Yeah, that was crazy. I know this is not a Padres show, but my reactions from that went to what the.
Yeah, that's why I assumed. Yeah. That's why I assumed it was safety squeeze because I just saw the highlight of it.
I think there was 2 outs too. It was crazy.
I'm glad that you censor yourself on the swearing, but not the violence. High school kids, they can handle blatant violence, but no, let's not swear.
They see worse in their video games.
All right, so Bodie, you got your game balls. All right. The Bodie DeSilva, man of many, many words. Every single week, just a plethora. We can never get Bodie to shut up, ever, at any point in the show. He just blah, 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 blah. Tommy, let's start with you on your first game ball. Then we'll go Dave. Then we'll go Bodie, and I'll round it out.
We are girls basketball themed today. We are going to start at Cathedral with Ice. I love that nickname. Ice Brady with 31 points against Scripps. She followed that up with 19 against the Huygens today. Both W's for Cathedral.
Nice.
Dave Ring, your first game ball.
Mission Hills beat Fallbrook. I'm going to give a game ball to Quincy Scott, 2 for 4 with a home run. Kyle Rogers, 2 for 3 with a home run. Mission Hills got some guys that are putting up some insane numbers. If you look at the stats for the season. Insane.
Oh, that's not followed up with specific stats. You're just alluding to the fact that their stats are crazy.
Go look.
Bodie Da Silva from Scorebook Live, your first game ball of the show, please.
Yeah, just to add on what Dave said, Quincy Scott, most underrated player in the county, in my opinion. But we'll move on.
No, we can't move on.
That's a poll. That's a poll.
All right, go ahead, Bodie.
Marcelo Mayer, we talk about him all the time, but in the last 4 games, 6 home runs. He hit 3 yesterday. Hilltop might just not want to see him ever again. 5 home runs in his last 7 at-bats against them. So he's on fire and doing everything that he was kind of expected to do.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that we were in the show a couple of weeks ago talking about how Marcelo Mayer getting walked a ton and really doesn't have like the power numbers that we were maybe expecting for this season. And now he's like,
now he's got 13.
He's like, no. The disrespect is palpable, and I'm not gonna stand for this.
Now when you have 13, that's an insane number of home runs in one season.
What do we know what the section record is?
Oh, we'll have that. We'll have that.
It's a lot more. I'll have it by the next pick.
Really
is that a race? Wait, hang on. Let's see.
Who gets it first?
Yeah, David can get it first. I'm not going to participate, but
no, because I will not participate in that either. I want to throw out another game ball, second game ball of the season to Garrett Brown from La Costa Canyon Track and Field. He is a pole vaulter who previously this season set the San Diego CIF section record for pole vault at 17 feet 3/4 inches. And then he rebroke his own record to make it 17 feet 1 whole inch.
If you put me on poll question, if you were put on a platform 17 feet 1 inches above the mat, would you jump off? Not even having to run up and poke the pole into the hole, but like just literally you're standing on a platform that high up. Would you be able to get yourself to jump off? I don't think I could.
That's a ton of words and probably longer than Twitter will allow a poll. But while you guys go through your game balls, I will work out the best way to put that on the poll. Tommy Morris, your second game ball of the show, please.
We're going to Mission Vista with Kiera Cassidy. 12 points, 11 rebounds in their win against San Diego Academy. Now Dave's got to go back because he lost the race to Bodie, it looks like. Bodie, did you get it ready?
Bodie's got his computer, so laptop versus cell phone.
In 2002, El Capitan's Chris Walston hit 22.
Oh, my goodness.
How many games we got left? Okay, first question is, does this include regular season and postseason?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
It's got to.
Yeah.
So does that also mean that Marcelo has the state tournament now to potentially catch that? Do we allow that?
Yeah.
I'll count it.
Yeah.
So Marcelo needs to hit 9 more home runs in what? 15 more games?
There's another kid who's close.
In a matter of
this is a Marcelo Mayer stand show. We don't talk about other athletes, right?
9 home runs in like a month, for sure.
It's all right.
Doable.
So can I put that on the poll? Can Marcelo Mayer break the section record? Sure. Or are we putting bad juju out into the universe at that point for our number 1 home?
It's not like he has a no-hitter.
He don't care. Look at his swing, man. It's so silky.
Does Marcelo Mayer care? No.
Does he care that we're putting pressure on him?
Okay, Dave, your next game ball, please.
All right. I've got, speaking of multiple hits, like Steel Canyon had 21 hits against Valhalla the other day. Bodie reported this. I think the most impressive stat was the 10 doubles from the guys at Steel Canyon. Those guys thumped the ball for sure. So that's a really good indication of how well-rounded their lineup is with the 10 doubles.
10 doubles is insane. Like at some point, you'd have to think later in that game, some of those dudes just might not be sprinting out the box, but no, just keep on running, man. Love it.
Got to pat the stats.
Got to pat the stats.
I was stealing bases up by 9.
Yeah, I once got criticized for stealing home in a summer ball game, and I was like, the third baseman, the next time I saw him was like, dude, that was super unprofessional. I'm like, man, I'm slow as hell and I've never stolen home before. Let me steal home once and then I'll call it a day on that. I want to give a game ball out to a ton of soccer teams. So I will, instead of naming all of them, I would just say Eastlake has had a wonderful season. Coronado has had a great season. There's a lot of the league champions starting to be decided. And so congratulations to a bunch of teams that are finishing their seasons out. But in the spirit of finishing seasons out, a historic first in San Diego CIF section history happened yesterday. The first ever co-ed tennis championship goes to Canyon Crest Academy, winning both the guys and girls open division. this year tennis merged into one sport, one season, one teams this year. So a pretty historic run for the Canyon Crest group. Their girls team, I believe it was whatever last year was. Time doesn't really make sense anymore to me, but they.
Does that count as the 2010 championship or 2020 championship? Excuse me, or is that what you're asking?
No. I'm just saying the last time that there was a full season
19,
of tennis,
19.
yes, 19, they unseated Torrey Pines, who had won like 25 of them in a row or something ridiculous like that. So Canyon Crest girls already becoming the dominant force in it. They drag their guys team along with them now and win a first ever and probably last ever co-ed championship to be awarded to the Open Division. They're going to re-separate it next year.
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
I meant that they both won at the same time. Sorry.
No, it was one singular championship, and I'm just saying that the
apologize.
girls' team dragged the guys' team there kicking and screaming.
Okay.
If you look at the score chart, the girls' team dominated. The guys' team did pretty well, but this is one of the championships where the girls are like, no, we're going to be the front row of the photo. You guys can get in the back.
I remember we had them in studio like now, I guess a year and a half ago now, and every single one of those girls was like playing in college. I bet their JV team is better than most varsity teams.
Look, we've had a lot of interactions with Canyon Crest. Their kids, like Dom, our former intern, really cool. Their coach, Coach Black at the tennis team, also the sports guy there, very cool. But I will say this, side note to that whole interaction that we had with Canyon Crest Tennis. And Bodie, I don't remember if you were there or not, but the singular best during commercial interaction that we've ever had was we go to our first commercial break, we back away from the microphones and start kind of just having conversations. We run back to talk to Dennis, our producer and whatnot, and one of the girls goes, "Why did we stop talking?" And we go, "Well, this is radio, like we're in a commercial break." And this was not a joke. She turns to us and goes, "No, radio is music." And we all look back at her and we're like, "Well, but this is AM radio." And she doubles down on it and goes, "No, I've listened to the radio when I'm driving to and from school. It's music." And you see her parents darn near put their hand through their foreheads, and the coach is like, "Well, there's actually like if you change it over to AM, there's talking." And she's just like not believing any of us, thinking we're all trolling her. And so eventually I just was like, "No, we took a break during the podcast to like reset up things." She turns to the coach and she goes, "See, radio's music." I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Double, triple down.
And cucumbers aren't pickles.
Yeah. Oh no, dude, that's a whole nother thing. Bodie, did you get your second game ball in, or did I skip you?
No, I didn't. I'll go basketball. Wayne McKinney, Coronado go. 42 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists in a game against Torrey Pines last week.
Talk about ice.
The amount of
highest rated recruit in USD history. He'll be a good one.
The amount of disrespect that John Maffey sends me every week when I include Coronado at that number 10 slot in the top 10 ranking in basketball is he's like, "Christian, are you sure you're paying attention to these games?" And I'm like, "Yes, John. They have the best 1-2 duo in the county. The rest of the season is up and down. But when we get to the postseason, Coronado, they're going to run the table." Tommy Morris, your next game ball.
I think I was at 3, right? El Cajon Valley, Ruth Tuolenga, 17 points and 13 rebounds. And it wasn't a win, but a good performance out of her against Lincoln.
Bonita Vista beat San Ysidro 10-3. Game balls to Lucas Marujo. Gio Armas went 2 for 3, double, 2 RBIs, and Daniel McElvany contributed. He had 4 walks.
That's raising a question I want to ask. Because San Ysidro has most teams, obviously the traditional either white or gray. Ysidro's got the all black pants. Where do we fall in the pants that are not traditional white or gray? Are we into that? Are we out of that? Love for high school.
I do like them for college and high school for sure.
There is not a single thing that San Ysidro can ever do wrong, in my opinion, uniform-wise.
Have you seen Vanderbilt's small black jerseys? I mean, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're so sweet.
They look like pajamas, kind of.
They're so...
Thousand Oaks up in LA, who right now I have as the number 1 team in the state, they've gone all green this year.
Oh, boy. That's like Notre Dame's baseball jerseys are just insane.
I mean,
so year-round.
In the past, San Ysidro has had... yellow pinstripes over blue jerseys, blue pinstripes over black jerseys. Like, they're just crazy people. But
there's a lot of good green teams this year. I'll leave that out there. How many good? That's another poll.
How many
good teams wear
LCC
green?
count as green?
Okay, are you saying teams that include green in the show,
there's
or teams that are primarily green?
There's some serious like green and yellow, like Patrick Henry.
Okay, maybe.
Right.
I don't consider them a good team necessarily. If you lose to University City, it's not the greatest sign in your program's history.
It's true.
But
That's my next game ball.
then hit it up.
All right, let's go. UC beats Patrick Henry. Gavin Skur, 2 for 4 with a double, 4 RBIs. He's still hitting over 500. I think it's 515 when I looked today. That's
hitting 515.
He's hitting 515.
They have a hard schedule too. That's not a joke. 515.
No, he's a legit hitter, man. He's going to be playing college ball next year. He's very athletic. He's got a cannon behind the plate. Throws a lot of runners out. And to be honest, it's his time, man. You know, he's a senior. It's putting his best foot forward this year. It's his best player he's ever been in his life. So, I mean, yeah, not a surprise.
Bodie De Silva from Scorebook Live, your next game ball.
Yeah, I'm going to go Zach Farrell from San Marcos. He hit a grand slam to help them take 2 of 3 from Rancho Bernardo. And San Marcos, they've now moved into the number 1 spot in the county in my rankings.
I will go ahead and give a dual game ball out to La Jolla High School and Scripps Ranch Girls Lacrosse, ranked number 1 for La Jolla and number 2 for Scripps Ranch in the state, ranked number 8 and number 11 in the country for girls lacrosse. And to me, this feels like long overdue that we have the girls' side kind of parallel the national merit that Torrey Pines guys have had. Like lacrosse is breaking through in a legitimate way here on a national scale here, and to see both of those teams in or around the top 10 nationally, to me, that is absolutely a positive sign and deserves some recognition. We're on to our last game balls, correct?
Yes.
All right, Tommy Morris.
I'm going to go with Hallie Shipton from Mission Vista. I forgot to write. No, not
What
Mission
did she
Vista.
ship
no,
in?
No, sorry. No, I messed that up. Sorry, Hallie Shipton.
Hey, Bodie laughs.
12 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and they're winning against Hoover. I got the school wrong. Sorry. School is actually Coronado. I apologize, Hallie. You go to Coronado, not Mission Vista. I had them on top of each other, the Mission Vista, and then
Both green. It's
Both
all
green,
good.
both
I don't
green,
blame
both
you.
green, sorry.
Dave Ring from Canyon Side Cages or David Ring Player Development Academy. What is your final game ball?
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's be honest. I could give balls out all day,
Blake Snell.
right?
Oh, I was going to make that joke and you beat me to it because my head wasn't near the microphone. Gosh darn it. I think Bodie exploded.
Bodie's got Santana at number 9 in the county right now. They've
Bye, Bodie. Hope you find your dad.
really playing well.
What happened there?
I'm assuming Casey signed into her account. We'll get Bodie
Here,
to.
I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay. So
there
that,
he is.
yeah,
See him up in the top corner.
Was
Okay,
I
there it is.
frozen? I don't know.
No,
no, whatever.
It says we've been signed out from our
we're
account.
not. You're here.
I'll find you in a second, Bodie. Hang in. Dave Ring, keep going.
Got to give a game ball to Tyler Glowacki. Solo home run against Mount Miguel in their 12-0 victory.
Yeah, I don't. This is actually hilarious. It's almost like I'm trying to think of like a TV show where like the character disappears, but then they're like just an omniscient voice. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like right now.
Bodie is our.
Bodie's in like the ether.
He's our Obi-Wan. He's no longer physically with us, but he is a floating voice.
We
that
know
is,
you're there.
You must go to the Dagobah system.
You
Bodie's
must go to Scorebook Live immediately.
I know he wants to hang out for Days Dingers. So he's not
Bodie's
going
voice,
anywhere.
and I have questions for him about shot clocks. Bodie's voice. Do you have a final game ball?
Yeah, I will go Brett Pursley from
So
Poway
confusing.
Boys Volleyball. Poway's 16-1 so far this year, and he's got 197 kills. So had to bring up a new sport there. Boys volleyball doing really well.
That's a lot of kills, man.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's a fun high
Also,
school season.
you know what? I will do a volleyball shout out. Shout out Camden Gianni formerly from La Costa Canyon, who just voted honorable mention All-American at Grand Canyon University.
When you guys
I
were
don't
in
know
high
how I
school,
know that, but I do.
I have a good question. When you guys were in high school, was volleyball one of the more fun sports for you guys to go to? Like for instance, for us, we always went to volleyball games, we always went to basketball games, and we always went to football games.
I played
Those were the most fun. Baseball, I mean, no one really came to our games.
for
that much,
us.
but
Basketball was the most fun because the
basketball.
way I like because basketball was perfect because you had the setup of I don't know how most schools did it back then, but this is how most schools did it back then. I guess you did girls JV, boys JV, girls varsity, boys varsity. So it was like a quadruple header. So you could just chill there all day and yell and be loud.
I just remember volleyball being a really fun sport to watch. And
Always has been, always will be.
yelling spike on the spikes is a thrill unrivaled.
And no. My favorite is the crowd that when the opposing team goes back to serve, they go the bounce, 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 up, hit.
They just troll every moment.
And the poor person that's back there serving is like, okay, I get it. Bounce, bounce, like you meet some of those people where you're like, okay, I respect this student section because it's not just uncontrollable yelling. Like they know specifically what to do at some of these niche sports, and I'm like,
I went to a few college volleyball games when I was in college. It was fun.
Have you seen the school? I can't remember what school it is, but every time a pitcher throws the ball, the crowd goes, ball one, ball one.
I want to say that's Florida State.
Got to be SEC somewhere.
Then ball three,
11,
ball
three.
12.
I'm gonna guess just out of nowhere Mississippi State.
I think it's one of the red teams.
I feel like it is.
That's why I said Florida State. I feel like it's that one.
I'm gonna check.
All right, while we're doing this, let's bounce over to Dave's dingers. Normally we have Dave's dingers sound effects. I'm gonna try my best to do them, but I'm also gonna try and patch up and figure out why Bodie DeSilva is not able to be seen. Tommy has an answer for us.
Well, this isn't fair because these schools have the same uniform. It's Texas A&M. They have the same uniforms as Mississippi State. Like I visually
we could have called Jason Carter. Dave doesn't even get the joke, but he likes it.
I like it.
Dave, your dingers.
All right. Well, I'll say Marcelo again. He's got 13. Eastlake number probably. We're gonna go top 5 in the draft this year for sure. He's got 13, leading the county. Ben Pajak hit his 10th of the season. He's at La Jolla Country Day. They have got some guys that are really.
Did he get to 22?
They've got 3 players that are over 5 home runs. So, I mean, Ben's got 10. I've got Johnny Lutzo. He has 5 home runs. He just committed to Santa Clara University. So, congrats to you, my guy. And Jake Bold. He just hit his, I think, a 5th or 6th home run. So, I mean, that's 3 guys in the middle of the lineup with more than 5 home runs. I got to give a game ball to Ariel Armas in the Saints 3-2 win over Cathedral. They beat Cathedral 2 games in a row, and Ariel had 2 home runs in the 3-2 victory. And then Saints also won 13-12 yesterday, and Trevor Fox hit his number 6 of the season. This just solidifies how good the Saints are this year to me, and really shows like how much Cathedral has struggled. Their pitching has struggled a little bit. They've got 2 pitchers that have definitely kind of given up some hits this year, and you know, props to Saints, man. They're really strong team this year. Kian Vu, Braden Ross, and Deuce Gorson also have 6. Lots of players with multiple home runs this year. I'm excited to see if Marcelo can get close to 20. And Pajak's got an unbelievably hot stick right now.
Can I make a call? Pajak will have more home runs than Marcelo at the end of the year.
Wow.
I don't think they're. I mean,
it's going to be close.
I don't think they're going to pitch to him. You hit 5 home runs in your last 7 games.
I
don't think
you're saying pitch to who? Pitch to Pajak or pitch to Marcelo? They got to in the playoffs. They have to in the playoffs. What are you going to do? You're going to walk Marcelo Mayer every single time in all playoff games? We're going to bury you.
You make someone else beat you.
Okay, so do kids today understand the Barry Bonds reference of bases loaded, still going to intentionally walk him?
They just don't do that as much anymore, but I think when you see guys get walked these days in certain situations, you know how strong of a player they are. But yeah, they don't do that anymimore.
Probably once or twice a year I'll get bored and I'll just go on Baseball Reference and look at Barry Bonds' like stats from those seasons, and I'll just like shake my head. It's impossible.
It's insane.
It's so crazy.
My periodic bored baseball thing is going back and watching Pedro Martinez strikeout compilations.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Keep going, Dave.
All right, so I think, let's see here. Yeah, that's it for me on the game balls.
Before we get to your walk-offs,
game balls.
I wanted to bounce over to Bodie DeSilva because he is maybe back. He might have never left.
Coach back, we can see him.
Well, he's back, but it also said back to meeting. I don't know. Coach Simons course she messes with us somehow unintentionally, accidentally. Her microphone still doesn't work. Bodie, new shot clock rules going into effect potentially next year for basketball. Give everybody the what's up on what's happening.
Yeah, so we've had them obviously in California for a long time, and not too many other states have. And unfortunately, it was not made, at least in my opinion, to be a mandate nationally. And I know there's some states that have said it's too much of a money issue to just get them installed in all these gyms. So hopefully that it gets picked up state by state going forward. I'm very glad that we're one of the states that does have them, along Maryland, Massachusetts, New York, North Dakota, Rhode Island, South Dakota, and Washington. Because I've seen high school basketball in states where they don't have it, and it's just rough. You get a team that may go up 10-2, and they'll just decide, oh, let's hold the ball for the rest of the quarter, take our lead to the next quarter. I just can't watch that style.
So nothing is changing here in San Diego, correct? Nothing is changing for the San Diego CIF section basketball?
Correct. We will have it the same as it is.
Always like to double check on that. Dave Ring, you got walk-offs this week.
Yeah, man. Well, super excited for all the players that got to play at Petco. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, so there's been the last few games at Petco happened this week, and two exciting wins in the walk-off fashion. Let's start with Patrick Henry, who walks off against Mira Mesa on a Jeremiah Vargas RBI single. I mean, if you listen to this guy's interview after the game, you understand how important an event like this is to the community. I mean, the words that he used, it was pretty special. He talked about how he did it for his team, and the smile on his face was priceless. So I love how the Padres are doing this. And then Scripps Ranch, Scott Turbeville, he had a 2-strike knock into the right field, kind of shallow right field to drive in Scott Guthrie with the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 8th. Scripps beats a tough Point Loma team who's been up and down all year, but for Scripps Ranch, a huge victory, sending them into this week, and they've got another. They won another game this week as a result of that momentum. So I got two more outside of Petco. We're just as exciting, but not at Petco. Westview beats Poway. Josh Maple walk-off RBI single to make it 7-6. And let's see, I've got Steel Canyon beat Grossmont. This was a huge win for Steel Canyon, probably propelling Bodie to put San Marcos up above Grossmont. Steel Canyon wins 9-8. Weston Clark, 2 for 4 with the walk-off single. We've mentioned him a couple times this year. Tommy Molina, 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI.
Is there any team jockeying more for position than Grossmont, hoping to play Eastlake in the first round of the playoffs?
They're solid.
Yeah, Bodie gets it.
They're solid.
It just feels like that's destiny.
Well, it's either, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to see that? That's the matchup we want to see, and we want to see.
Not for Eastlake. Eastlake doesn't want anything to do with Grossmont in the playoffs.
From a fan perspective, that's the matchup we want to see. We want to see
it's going to end in a walk-off to Eastlake losing.
We want to see Marcelo
I think this is going to be one of the best open divisions in a while. It's tough to pick one team.
So I wanted to add, Tommy, anything, could we jump into a little bit of a discussion section for a minute here?
I would love to, I've got nothing else.
So my question is... State playoffs in general are coming for a lot more schools or a lot more sports, but state baseball playoffs especially. As we get a little bit closer, I have already kind of outlined that I think that we are capable of running the table anyway on this just because we're so deep at baseball. But as we're looking at the section, do we have any teams right now that we're kind of circling like, bro, if we could get X, Y, and Z into those state playoffs, like just where maybe what's the litmus test? Where are you guys excited for? Like, I don't know exactly what the question is, but am I wrong in saying that like we're gonna do really, really well this year in the state baseball playoffs?
Can I say something about that? Well,
you can say anything about anything. You are the founder of this show.
I think what would be really cool, because there is obviously a little bit of a difference in talent level in the sections. If we, instead of a state playoff for baseball, you had an all-star team from each section, and they all go to one place and they play almost like Little League style. How cool would that be? I think that'd be way cooler. I mean, obviously, yeah, the kids,
kind of like a state all-star game, right?
That'd be so cool.
That's what happens at Petco, though.
No, that's the All-American thing. That's different.
No. They do the section All-Star game.
Do they? No, but no, but
although no, for Tommy's point, that's just San Diego against San Diego.
Like a tournament, like San Diego has a team, and they go play Southern Section, who then plays South Coast Section.
Fair enough. A little tournament of champions, a little All-Star tournament, a little something.
Because San Diego players versus players like up in the Thousand Oaks area, like a combo. That's probably
just a section.
Okay, so
or even more competition, because these guys, you stack the teams with pitchers, man, that'd be fun.
So basically, what you're saying, Tommy, is we need to go back to a segment that we used to do, which was our fantasy drafts.
Yeah, see that.
All right, fair enough.
I won so many of those. Gosh, that was fun.
Can we have them ready by next week?
Dude, I can make teams. I can make a squad.
Can we have them ready by tonight?
Tonight I can't do that.
All right,
I'll make a squad for sure.
Let's pick them by the. How about
I have
this?
to go get my hamstring worked on.
Deal. Bodie, are you in on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's say the deadline to pick our teams is by Sunday.
This week, next week,
Sunday of the end of this week, like Sunday or Monday. Like I would like to get them posted before next week's show, so that we can get them out and voted on a little bit. What are the rules? Tuesday. How are we doing this? Because none of us ever want to just actually sit down and do an actual draft. Obviously, we're not trying to duplicate on players, but
if Dave goes first, well,
we could.
If it's a snake draft, we'll do it in text thread. Yeah, we'll do it in text thread. We'll figure it out.
Dave, you ready to join the official SD Prep Insider text thread?
He doesn't want that. We'll make a separate text thread.
I can't believe I'm not on it already.
How are we supposed to talk?
You guys can't talk about me anymore.
No, I know. I'm joking.
What are you talking about? His choice in chains? We haven't gotten your chain yet today. You got a brand new chain.
Yeah.
Let the people know what's up.
Ooh, put the chain.
It's been a good year.
Nice.
To second your question though, talking about the teams and them going to play in state, Bodie's got Torrey Pines at number 7 in the county, and if Torrey Pines went to play another team out of state, okay, they are missing some of their pitching this year, but they do still have a Carson Williams, and they've got sticks all throughout their lineup. And they're ranked number 7 in the county for us. And then you got teams like Rancho Bernardo, who got Peyton Schultz and Colin Rothermel. You've got Saints, who Chas McRoberts is just dealing right now. So we all the way up and down, I think we've got the firepower to go out of state and play with anyone. If you look at the teams that are in the top 10, I know a lot.
We just bring back barnstorming, and we just drive. Get a nice bus and drive around the state. Like, who wants some? Who wants some?
Now we're living the dream. Now these kids are getting to.
Christian, I think to answer your point, not just for whoever makes it out of our open division, but St. Augustine's a team who's Division II down here. It's one of the better teams, but I think that they're gonna have an easier time in D2. So,
what division is Point? Isn't
bracket?
Isn't Point Loma D2 also?
Yeah, no, there's some good ones down just because I'm so used to teams in the top 10 almost all being Division I eligible, but you have a team in Saints that I've got at number 2 right now. They're D2. And then even down in Division III, Christian, Elcano, La Jolla, those are teams that I think whoever can take that crown could also make
Christian would dominate in the state playoffs. They've got probably one of the better pitchers in San Diego, Brain Ross. They dominate. And
he's not even like a pitcher. He wants to hit. He wants to be a first baseman in college.
He's got 6 home runs. And
Yeah.
And he's got a sub .06 ERA practically.
Sub .06. At that point, just list off his exact ERA. No, I think back to even in the last couple of years, we've had D4 or 5 champions where it's like that team's only has one pitcher and one lineup that works, but that team's pretty good. Like at one point, Sage Creek was a D4 champion.
Yeah,
with Sam Wesniak and Harrison Humberstone and some of the bros, man.
Okay. So yeah, were you there when I was laughing earlier in the show?
I mean, I've been in the studio with you the whole time, so yes, I was there.
Okay, the reason I'm laughing is we got to teach the intern how to lay down properly because I thought she got shot or something.
Oh, the fall over.
What just happened?
And this is on a carpet. When she does it on the hardwood floor, I'm like, doesn't that hurt?
That's why I was dying laughing. I thought she tripped over something and just was out cold. I didn't know what happened, and then
for all you guys that want the play-by-play, Christian's shoes are being eaten right now.
Yeah, she's done with her treat. Now she's moved on to my Allbirds.
Perfect timing right at the end of the podcast. Right?
Yeah, so I don't think we need to close out with game predictions or anything like this because I'm now just too focused on who my bros are going to be on my team.
Dude, I'm ready.
And the intern digging a hole to the center of the earth.
And I'm still called Team Dingers, by the way.
You'll always be Team Dingers.
Team Dingers.
Oh, I'm changing my team name.
You're, the three of us are allowed to. He will always be Team Dingers.
Just so you guys know, it's reserved.
Okay.
Yes.
Team Dogbite.
People come up to me on the street and be like, "Are you the guys from Dave's Dingers?"
Yes.
It's pretty fun.
Dead ass?
No.
I was gonna say like, this is a weird time to
Look, I
finally
didn't know that
tell
many-
us
Are you
that.
the coach of Team Dingers?
Yeah, I didn't know that many baseball coaches were walking around on the street.
I'm also like,
Yeah, no,
in the
that's not
days
true.
of COVID, who's approaching people right now to do stuff like that? Like,
Well, unless,
Totally a made-up
unless
story.
they mention Matt Holiday touching home, in which case you get approached.
again, with the violence in a high school
I
show,
know what
man.
you're
Come
talking
on
about. I know
now.
what you're talking about.
Oh,
know what you're
man,
talking
fair
about.
enough. Bodie, anything that we missed this week in high school sports?
No, I mean we're getting to the end of league play and playoffs are going to get started here. So I'm super excited. We got a ton at once, but it'll be awesome as we go really all the way through June.
Yeah, the playoffs are something that I was going to close out with. We will post all of the scheduling because everyone's probably a little confused how everything's going to happen this year. We will post all of that. The CIF has been releasing it schedule-wise, but it's also now going to be less centric of single venues hosting stuff. It's going to be at home venues. So to avoid any further confusion, we will post all of that at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, on Instagram. Make sure also to toss at CIF SDS a follow for the San Diego CIF section. You can follow Tommy at Real Tommy Morris on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow Bodie at SD Preps. You can also follow Scorebook Live at SB Live CA. I lied earlier when I said they are an evil, cold-hearted corporation. They are the good ones. They are not NFHS or anyone like that. So we like them. You can follow Dave at DaveRing4. He is House of Highlights. He is Pitching Ninja. He is all of that rolled into one for high school baseball and softball. You can follow me at Mr. Seeped, but there is literally no point in doing that because all I do is retweet stuff or interact with Don Dumas on basketball and cars. Our intern doesn't have one yet. You can follow Coach Simons at Casey Simons. Please go bug her for messing up Bodie's Zoom. We out?
We out.
Good
We
show,
out.
boys.
Talk to you guys next week.